Hello, welcome back to the channel. I've got another Spark 143 model to talk about, and it's the 2015 Dempsey Proton Porsche RSR. In 2015, Patrick Dempsey partnered with Proton Racing and entered two cars into the GT-AM class at Le Mans. This was his fourth attempt at trying to podium at what is known to be one of the toughest races to win. Patrick first came to Le Mans in 2009 and raced a Ferrari 430 GT and did a remarkable job, finishing 9th in class. He would return back to Le Sarthe in 2013 with Porsche, the most winning brand, and partner with Proton Racing. The result of that partnership would secure them a 4th in class finish and form a bond that would continue for many years. After a 5th in class finish at the 2014 race, the team came back with a brand new eye-catching livery and were ready to tackle whatever lay ahead in this year's race. In qualifying, both Dempsey Proton Porsches scored a 2-3 position for the start, just behind the Riley Motorsports Viper Exchange GTSR. As the race started, the GT-AM class shuffled around a bit and the two Dempsey Porsches were 4th and 5th. 3 hours into the race, the number 77 was settling into a rhythm and Patrick Dempsey was on track hunting down the leaders. Shortly after an incident with an Audi crashing, the sister 88 car pulled off track during the safety car due to a massive engine fire coming out of the second chicane. The car ended up retiring with just 4 hours complete. As the safety car pulled off track, the marshals were still waving the yellow flag. Patrick Dempsey was leading this group and the Audi and Porsche prototypes were already at race pace and caused major confusion. Luckily, there was not another incident on the restart. Dempsey completes his stint and hands over to Patrick Long. The car is running 5th with no issues like the sister car had. As darkness fell, the car was sitting 4th behind 2 Ferraris and an Aston Martin. But during the night, the 3rd place Ferrari had a puncture and pulled into the garage for suspension repairs. As the sun rose, the number 77 car was 3rd in class behind the 72 Ferrari and the 98 Aston. Patrick Dempsey was gaining ground on the Ferrari with only 11 seconds between the two cars. As the Porsche was closing in on the Ferrari, one of the Astons had a huge shunt coming out of karting. It looked like something broke off the car, spinning it into the concrete wall. The car was retired. This brought out the safety car and the number 77 pitted for fuel and driver change to Marco Seifried. Marco was pushing hard to catch the Ferrari and also trying to dodge the faster cars as well. He caught the Ferrari and an all-out war started between the two that would last for hours. After a pit stop and driver change to Patrick Long, the battle was still hot. With Long in the car, he managed to get around the Ferrari and the team was 3rd in class. But Townsend Bell was right behind Long heading into Indy. This was the best battle of the race. Everyone was glued to this duel, but no more than Patrick Dempsey. The final nail in this multi-hour battle went down at Mulsanne Corner. As the Porsche and Ferrari came barreling down to the corner, the Ferrari popped to the outside to get a better run off the corner, but got too hot on the exit and spun the car. The elation and sheer emotion from Patrick Dempsey shows just how much passion goes into the sport. I was jumping up and down and will never forget how awesome it was watching this live on TV with pure excitement, not knowing who would prevail. Miraculously, Townsend caught back up to Patrick Long and tried everything he could to get around. This was really making Patrick Dempsey nervous. But everyone could breathe as Townsend went into the pits for a 15-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. This secured 3rd for the Dempsey Proton team. But the big drama happened with only 45 minutes left. The leading GTE-AM Aston, the car that was leading for the majority of the race, crashed out by going straight into the barrier at the Ford chicane. With this retirement, Aston Martin handed 2nd in class to the Dempsey Proton Porsche. The highest finish for Patrick Dempsey and well-deserved after a hard-fought race with Ferrari. The podium celebrations would say it all for his love of the sport. A true racer and now with the Le Mans podium. Here is the 2nd in class number 77 Dempsey Proton Racing Porsche. It's in a blue and yellow box. The 2015 releases had this design going through all the years. They got the logo on the back with the cool track map and the picture of the pit straight inside the track. You got the car class on the side and the spark code and the definition of what the car is. And we've already seen this box before, so let's check this car out. When I first started collecting these cars, I wanted to do interesting and cool liveries, but then it sort of evolved into cars with great stories. And this one was first on the list with great liveries because when I first saw this blue and black checkered pattern was so eye-catching and it looked great on track. I loved the design and a really great way to do a checkered design livery on a car. They had some blue and black designs earlier on, but this was really the first time that this livery ever saw the public. And they would go on to have this livery throughout many years. So when searching for it, I would get suckered into the later year cars when I was really looking for this 2015 car. It just looks incredible. The drivers on this car were Patrick Dempsey, Patrick Long, and Marco Seafried. This is a really special car because Patrick Dempsey secured second in class, his highest finish ever, a movie star turned racer, and his love of the sport just exudes everything about him. And it's just amazing to watch an amateur driver hone his racecraft and do what needs to be done to get on the podium. After this Le Mans podium, Patrick Dempsey would retire and go on to be a team manager for Dempsey Proton Racing. So here it is, the number 77 Dempsey Proton Porsche 911 RSR. Got second in class, and I can't believe it's in my collection. If you like this video, give me a like and a follow. I got a lot more cars to unbox, and we'll be uploading a new video every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.